Now, I see a few arguments on TikTok on the topic of content creation and picking niches. Some people say to you that when you're starting off, you should pick a niche and then you should create the content for that niche. And then you have other people over here that say that rather than picking a niche, that you are the niche because you are the kind of unique thing in the world. So what you should do is should create your own unique content. Now, it is confusing sometimes, should you pick a niche or should you pick yourself as the niche? Now, in my own case, what I found is that I would probably go down this route, seeing me as the niche. And the reason is, it's because I have discovered, I think it was last year, I found out that I was a multi-potentialist. Now, if you don't know what that is, I didn't know what that was until last year. Basically, it's people who have a lot of interests and maybe have different talents. Sometimes someone might find that they're very good at painting, so what they do is they paint for the rest of their life. And then you have people who are multi-potentialites who have different talents, or who, take on a challenge and then when they overcome that challenge, lose interest in it and then try something else out. In my own case, when I look back at all the different things I did over the years, I used to think that I was flaky. I used to think, well, Barry, why can't you stay consistently with one thing? Why couldn't you stay with the fiction writing? Why couldn't you stay with the podcast? Why couldn't you stay with this? And what I found was that I lose interest after a period of time. Back in my fiction writing days, I wrote a lot of fiction and I kind of got it out of my system and then realized, well, I didn't want to do fiction writing anymore. I'd kind of marked that off my list. Again, the podcast, I did a lot of podcast episodes, and then I reached a point where podcasting just didn't interest me anymore. And right now, this year, 2024, I am taking on this challenge of trying to create a lot of content on TikTok, and I want to see what this is going to go. But you never know, sometime in the future, I may drop out because I lose interest in this as well too. So if you are someone like me who does kind of, jump from different things, it's not that there's anything wrong with you. It probably is that, like me, you're a multi-potentialite, that you just take on challenges. You get your enjoyment from learning a new skill, but when you reach a level, you just say, well, I just don't want to do it anymore. I want to try this thing over here. I want to try this thing over there. There's nothing bad about that. So just be aware that if you are creating content, if you are someone who can pick a niche, talk about that for the rest of your life, perfect. Go down that route. But if you find that you're someone like me who just kind of jumps around in different things, sometimes, seen as a jack of all trades. And sometimes when you're seen as a jack of all trades, some people do look down at you because they say, well, you're not good at everything. You're just kind of half-arsed on everything. But if you are someone like that, do go down the second route. Do see yourself as a niche and maybe record your journey of all the different things that you do. Whatever maybe the journey you've gone on your fiction writing, or the journey you've gone on blogging, or the journey you've gone on TikTok, and just use that for your content. And you will probably help other people in the same situation. So as I said, there is kind of two choices you can do with your content creation. You can go down the niche, or you can go down the route of being you. And what I found is I know I would lose interest if I was talking about the same topic over and over again. So that's what you will find on this channel. You will find me probably talking about random topics, and that's because I'm trying to keep it interesting for me. So if you don't like the content, I'm sorry, but I will probably jump around different topics sometime in the future. But that's the reason why I'm doing it. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.